My coin says it all. I was born free. I have lived free. I will die free. If I'm alone, if I'm destitute, I will still die free. Cash reached out to me originally when before he actually was appointed. He said to me, he goes, Mark, it doesn't do any good to have an FU fastball if you never throw it.
Right.
So I throw fastballs.
Careful, Edward.
I have commented quite a few things about my feelings towards Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino on Dan Bongino's page, because I used to be a big advocate for him. I really used to love his stuff.
Man, he just gets clobbered. For entertainment, I go read the comments.
You may see my comments, sir.
Probably read one
And then the other thing is obviously, you know, I don't want to end up on watch lists or anything like that. But
I'm probably already on.
I'm
all
sure
of them
I am
anyway.
too. But probably 3 or 4 times this week, I have had to stop myself to not talk about how thirsty that tree of liberty is getting.
And let me tell you, I thought Pam Bondi did awful, and I know Pam Bondi.
Yeah.
I don't know her well. I've met her in the past, and I just thought that she did terrible. I thought, here we are trying to talk about the victims, and look, I actually found that the questions from the left. Normally, I think these people are out in left field. I thought they were legitimate questions to ask in this particular case, and I think a lot of Americans had the same questions. And you adjust course and talk about how the Dow,
Right.
it was so
it
bad.
was not good.
Right.
And it's not me. Look all over the internet. It's becoming like a meme now.
Right.
And the other one is Lutnick. I just don't think that Lutnick should be anywhere. I mean, he's in the files, and then he's been untruthful about it in the past. And now you're starting to see all these videos surface about where his business was in the trade centers back there, and him pretending to cry, which looks clearly to me like pretending to cry.
Really cringe.
We're only getting $35 million. And it is not okay. Like, this is what people are seeing right now. And I think I wasn't thrilled with it. And American people, go look at all the comments and look at what people are saying. It's breaking.
Yeah, the optics are really bad, and where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean,
and the same guy, Dan Bongino, says, folks, never, before he went to the FBI, he's like, never let this go.
Right.
So the people are barely doing what you said to do. And when you got in there, and now he's back out. I'm curious to see how his show is doing, because I got to believe he lost a ton of support.
The comment section is very much people like me. Just, okay, Dan, well, you suck now.
What do you think it is? 90-10, 80-20, 80% negative?
I'd say 70% negative.
Okay.
There are still some diehard, you know, I'll call them goose steppers.
Like, I was a fan of Dan's. I don't know. I've never met him, so I don't know. I've met Kash Patel a handful of times. And Cash reached out to me originally when before he actually was appointed. When he was appointed, he called me early in January of this year, of 26, and he said, "Hey, I want to surround myself with sheriffs at the FBI." And he said, "Would you be interested?" And I said, "I don't know." I said, honestly, I don't know if that I could afford to live off of that salary, and I don't know that that's what I really want to do.
Right.
But I'm open to having a conversation. I said, would it require me coming out and living out there? And I could see that the salary was probably going to be about 180, which sounds like a lot to anybody listening. In DC, it's not. And when you have to move your whole entire operation out there. And my wife actually said, Mark, you don't want to be anywhere near these people. The first wave of people in this is going to the bullets are flying like crazy. She goes, we got other things we're doing. You don't want to be anywhere near it. I never did get a call back after we had a couple conversations. I don't know. I think I'm on some blacklist. Like, this guy's not, you don't want him in here. That's okay.
It's a good list to be on. It beats the heck out of a lot of the other lists that are floating around right now.
I'm not on the Epstein list either, so I'm pretty. Look, I wouldn't have ever been on that. I don't run in those circles. I am a real American. The
Yeah.
circles I run in are real Americans. And I don't fit in even when I go to DC. And it's, somebody said last night, I won't say who, but I was on the stage with somebody and they're like, well, when you get to Washington, you got to wear this monkey suit. And I was like, nah, I don't.
Fetterman
So
can wear a sweater. I can wear a
Exactly.
hat. Yeah.
I got to ask,
What are they going to do?
is the
Kick you
cowboy
off?
hat
You're
going?
elected by the people. They can't kick you off.
Right.
Hat etiquette says you're supposed to take it off when you go inside anyway, but hat etiquette has changed a lot. And a lot of the hat etiquette is based on military hat etiquette.
Yes, sir.
And there's some people out there that are like hardcore, oh, you shouldn't be wearing your hat there. Look, the hat is I think it's symbolic of what Arizona is. I think it's symbolic of the American spirit that we're cowboys.
Wild West.
We're the Wild West. We tame this land. And if we have to tame the government, we'll tame the government too. And I think that I keep saying Washington needs more cowboy hats and belt buckles.
I agree. And a lot more accountability that
right.
would come with those belt buckles and cowboy hats.
And so I'm here to serve the American people. That's what I'm here to serve. And it's America first and Americans first. I'm sick and tired of sending money to Ukraine and to Israel and to all these different places. We're broke.
Yeah.
They got their issues. If they want money right now, every money that we send to Ukraine, to Israel, every time we send money, we're borrowing it.
Right.
And then we're paying on the debt and they're getting an interest-free money. Why don't they just go borrow it from whoever we borrowed it from?
Agreed.
I think the average American is done with sending money anywhere. And I'm one of those guys that thinks that we need to stop sending money to all these other countries.
We have enough issues here. We have enough homeless people. We have enough infrastructure problems. All the things. There's no reason for a single dollar to leave the shores.
That's right.
It just isn't.
No.
It just isn't. Yeah.
And I think that when you start sending money to other places, it encourages groups to be active in trying to get Congress to send money other
Yeah.
places.
Oh, that's a thing that we can do. Great. There's a way to make money doing it.
Yeah, and so I'm not for that either. I think that we should be focused on Americans. If you and I and all of us, anybody listening, our house was in a disarray like the federal government is, the first thing that we would be saying is we got to cut costs. I can't afford that. Mom, I can't send you $1. I'm broke. But no. We're just sending money to people, and we don't even have any real oversight of as to where it goes. There's what's his Zelensky. I've heard. I don't know what's true but I've heard that even he said, "Look, we only got like 78 billion of that money."
Right.
But that guy has also bought beautiful big old house in Miami. I think he bought a ranch recently. Look, we should snatch all that up, take it and say, you don't get any of this. That was the consequence of taking our money. You don't get to benefit off of it personally.
I don't know why they'd ever allow that.
You got your country into a war.
Right.
So guess what? You don't come out with anything. You certainly don't come out when we're sending you money with a $30 million mansion in Miami and a multi-million-dollar ranch somewhere else in America.
That's
No,
disgusting.
I'm sorry. No.
That's absolutely appalling.
Yeah. I'm biting my tongue a lot, Sheriff. I'm not gonna lie.
Look, I had a guy tell me one time, I'm a big baseball fan, and my friend is a baseball guy, and he said to me, he goes, Mark, it doesn't do any good to have an FU fastball if you never throw it.
Right.
So I throw fastballs.
Careful, Edward. Careful.
Well, if that's the case, no, I'll bite my tongue.
Look, then there's going to be people that will listen to this and not like what I say or whatever. That's part of when you stand up for something. But ultimately, I hope the people realize I'm standing up for the American people.
Right.
And, I know this is not going to be an easy, the campaign is going to go well. We're going to win. That's the easy part in this situation.
Yes, sir.
Getting there and getting into the arena and realizing you might be the only guy on one side of the arena and everybody else is on the other side, that's a little bit more sobering.
Yeah, but you've always been an underdog type of fighter anyway.
You do, but you also don't want, my family is very aware. I've told my family, hey, look, this is what the consequences may be of it. And
Right.
so Yeah, we're not doing it for the money. We're not doing it to, if I'm there, then I'm there and I do the job and I'm there for as long as God will have me there. And then when it's done, I'll be okay with it. Let's just hope they don't crush you in the meantime.
It seems to me as though you have a lot of care about the world that you're leaving behind when you ride off into the sunset. And it would seem that your concepts of legacy are absolutely important to you. And what legacy do you want to leave after it's time for you to go retire to the ranch?
I got this question by Oliver North. The kids don't know who Oliver North is, but the old school from the 80s,
I
you know who
appreciate
Oliver
that,
North is. And he
put
asked
me
me
in
the
that
same
camp.
question. He said, hey, what do you want your grandkids? What's your legacy that you want? And my answer has always been the same. I want to be remembered as a patriot who fought valiantly for God, family, freedom, and the Constitution. That's it. Like, I don't want to be remembered. I want to be remembered, obviously, as a loving father, which I'm not worried about that, or a husband. But in the end, what I hope my legacy is that I was a patriot who fought valiantly for God, family, freedom, and the Constitution. I think our purpose here on earth, God sent us here with the purpose is freedom, to exercise free choice, to figure out how you manage freedom and whether you were willing to fight for that freedom. Everything is about freedom. That's what Satan hates. That's why this is a battle of good and evil. He hates freedom. He hates that you have the freedom. He doesn't want that. He wants to take it from you. That's why when people say, well, why would these people want to do that? Who's they and why would they want to do it? They underestimate the importance of power and money in evil. They truly do not understand that that ability to remove your freedom, the evil people in this world will love that, to take your freedom. Satan wants to take your freedom. And so if you're an American or if you're just a God-fearing man or woman, you should be hyper-focused on freedom. It is what we're here for. And if you're not willing to fight for it, you've missed why you're here on this earth. It ain't to go out and work a 9-to-5 job and get put over the barrel by the government every day and to do nothing and say nothing and be nothing. It is to go out and actually make a difference in this world and to fight for freedom. My coin says it all. I was born free. I have lived free. I will die free. If I'm alone, if I'm destitute, I will still die free.
I'm sure you've probably heard people talking about peptides. It piqued your interest, you looked into it, but you don't know what source to trust. A lot of this stuff is coming out of China. If you're looking for a good quality peptide that's made in the United States, go to helixpure.com.